What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Man to Man Podcast, episode 4. Like we said, we're doing it twice a week now, and so because we didn't really cover the Super Bowl much, because we knew we were going to come back this week and do it. So we are here. This is the Man to Man Podcast, episode 4, the Super Bowl special. Tom, how you doing, man?
It's been a long day filled with classes. I had media law right before this, so my head's still spinning. How about you?
I don't even know what media law even thinks about meaning, so I don't even want to get into it.
It's pretty self-explanatory. It's the legal processes of media.
I'm not a lawyer, Tom. I'm not going to figure that out. I don't care. If they sue me, sue me. So before we get into the Super Bowl, there's some other news I'm just going to go over kind of quickly. First of all, ex-NFL coach Marty Schottenheimer was moved to a hospice facility. His family said apparently he's not doing too well. He's getting older. So we wish the best for him and his family. Tonight in college basketball, number 7. This just goes how much we pivoted as a podcast. Ohio State's now ranked number 7 in the country in college basketball. I had no idea.
I had no idea either.
They play at number 8 Iowa tonight. There was a big article today on ESPN about does Luka Garza have a place in the NBA anymore? And that's going to be a weird question once it comes up. But I don't really know if he does. He's not really an outside shooter. He's an athletic 7-footer basically. But hopefully the Buckeyes take that one in. I don't know if Butler's playing or not. So. And then probably the biggest news since we last talked to you guys, EA Sports officially announced that they are going to come back with the NCAA football franchise. They partnered with CLC, which is the franchise and licensing company for. You took media law, Tom. Why don't you explain it?
What, the CLC?
Yeah, why don't you explain that how it all went down?
How it went down, or what happened? Because those are two different things.
You just explain it. Explain it to your best ability, Tom.
The CLC, that's like the company that goes and works with the NFLPA and all that stuff, the Player Association, and with the NFL to get the licensing agreements to be able to make the games with the pro teams and all of the players' names and everything. So they reached out, I'm assuming, to all the NCAA programs and everything and did the same thing with that. I'm assuming. I don't know if that's what you wanted me to say, but
yeah, I don't really know. But yeah, they partnered with CLC, and although they won't be coming out with a game this year, they say it's 2 or 3 years down the line, which I
just make it Madden and then just put in college teams. It's not that hard. We don't need to wait 3 years.
Honestly, I want the game. That's the whole weird thing about it. I don't really care about the player likenesses in the college game. I just want to play college football and run the read option and run the power option. So
you can run that in Madden.
Madden over the years, Madden has not gotten better since
it's been the same game since 2012.
Yeah, and I always like playing the NCAA game better. I don't know why, but I just like playing with college players. Like I said, they don't have to have their likeness. They just have to have a jersey. All they have to have in that game, as far as I'm concerned, is the college jerseys and the college stadiums. That's it. I don't care if you give me and the rules, and you give me the number 12 quarterback and the running back's just number 5 again, and I'll still play it. So that's huge news. So that's going to come back in a couple of years down the road. And I kind of forgot while I was writing this. This is I type so fast sometimes that I don't even know why I bring it up, types things. But we were going to do the Mount Rushmore of favorite NCAA players. I forgot that this is the Super Bowl special, so we'll do that down the line. But we'll definitely end up doing one maybe next week or at some point, the Mount Rushmore of the best players that you played with in the NCAA franchise.
I've only played it twice, so we're going to see how that turns out.
Oh, my God. What is wrong with you?
I never got it. I was never around when it was a thing. They started discontinuing it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, by the time you were a freshman in high school, they discontinued it.
Yeah, and I wasn't really into the sports games until high school. Like I didn't really play Madden that much until high school. Like I was not really allowed to play a lot of video games, and when it was, I was playing Halo with my dad.
Halo with your dad. We need to have.
You got to hear the story behind that.
Yeah, you got to. At some point, we'll get into that because that sounds incredibly interesting. I don't think my dad's ever picked up a controller in his life, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, so they're bringing NCAA back. It's good news across the board. And then finally, back in college football, after dominating the entire season this year and probably having the best Nick Saban team since his tenure at Alabama, all they did this offseason was go out and bring in the top recruiting class in the history of college football.
Again.
Like, and the weird thing about it, so obviously I use 247 Sports. I think ESPN is more reliable, but when you use 247 Sports, like they have all the numbers and stuff, so it's easier to write using that.
Yeah.
And I usually think that 247 is kind of like the middle one between like ESPN and Rivals. I never use Rivals. So I like 247, but yeah, I mean, the weirdest thing is Alabama, like their composite score is like 327, which beats Florida's 2010 class. They had like 325, the composite score. But then in second place is Ohio State with like 317 points. And then in third place is like LSU, Clemson, and Georgia with like 275, 290.
They're
points.
saying that they're like light years ahead in their recruiting class.
Alabama is so far ahead in recruiting, and Ohio State's so far ahead of everybody else, but so far away from Alabama still. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't know how he's going to do it.
Part of it, too, is going to have to be that it's Alabama, and they're like, oh, well, if Nick Saban wants them this bad and he brought in these guys, they must be great. You know, like we already thought they were good before, but he sees something else. So we're going to give him a higher grade than even that.
And like just real quickly looking at the next college football season, I mean, I have doubts that offense next year at Alabama won't be better than the offense this year because I don't think it's possible. But I mean, it's crazy that at a school like that, after such a dominating season, and they're going to lose a lot of starters. They lose pretty much every receiver except John Mechie.
Yep.
But
their star running back, their quarterback,
yeah,
bunch of their linemen.
They're going to be in the SEC hunt, and they're going to be in the national title hunt again next year with the sophomore quarterback and like 3 freshman wide receivers in Mechie. So it's just crazy. Like I said, good for Ohio State. They could still also go up. The number 1 player in the country is a heavy lean towards Ohio State, JT Tuimoloau. I don't know how to say his name. He's a heavy lean to Ohio State, but he hasn't announced yet. They think it's going to come down to the 4 of Ohio State, Washington, Alabama, and Clemson. Only Washington because he's from Washington. But
okay, I was sitting there. I'm listening. Like Washington, what the hell?
Yeah, and then the Buckeyes recruit really well out west, and half the reason they stumbled upon JT Tuimoloau is the number 9 ranked player in this class is a receiver from Washington, Emeka Egbuka, and he's friends with the guy, so they kind of stumbled on him. And so Egbuka's going to Ohio State, and then I looked at who's already on top for next year. Shockingly, Alabama is not on top. They're ranked number 33 right now for next year's class. That's exactly how this year's class started last year. They were ranked outside the top 50 to begin recruiting. So,
look, if anyone gets an offer from Alabama, they're going to consider it. So having him at 33 is stupid. You know,
that's why
they should always be a top 5 potential class.
Yeah, and I forgot what I was going to say, but I mean, it's Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. That's why I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. Like I don't think any small team's going to come up big time. It's just because the big guys are going to. I mean, if you look at like the upsets and things like that, and a good team like the top 10 teams versus non-top 10 teams, it's usually the line play. I mean, they're just bigger and they wear you down and they're faster on the sides. But that's where I don't think there's a possibility that gap could ever close because the best players are obviously going to get better and they're still going to go to the best schools. So, but yeah, that's all for NCAA football. It was 2 days of some big news too. But National Signing Day was yesterday, and after they had the early signing period, now National Signing Day is nowhere near as cool as it used to be. I remember in 2008, Ohio State was recruiting Terrell Pryor out of Pennsylvania. He was number one recruit, and he I remember following on a computer all day at school. So, but now we get into the main portion of our podcast episode, the Super Bowl. I don't really know what else to say about the Super Bowl other than it seems like it. And I wrote an article. I think Michael from our Michael Ramirez, he kind of wrote the same article as me. But it's officially, I think it's going to happen where they pass the torch from Tom Brady to Patrick Mahomes. I know it's cliche, but I mean, it just seems like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best in the game ever and best in the game now, going head-to-head in one championship-filled game. So, of course, that's going to be the narrative, and that has to be the narrative.
Yeah. So I know you were on a couple of them. Did you what press conferences did you get to see?
I had some really fun ones. I opened up with going to Travis Kelce, which was really fun. There was a kid that came in there and asked what his spirit animal would be and what he thinks Patrick Mahomes' spirit animal would be. And he gave him some insight. The kid said that Patrick Mahomes said that Travis Kelce would be a giraffe. And he did not take that very well. He started getting upset because he said, what the heck does a giraffe even do other than just eat leaves? So he got mad at Patrick Mahomes. And then when he went to answer the question, he's like, Patrick Mahomes' his spirit animal would be a frog. And literally everyone that was unmuted in the Zoom started dying because of all the Kermit the Frog memes that have been coming out. And then he said, because he has the voice of a frog already. And then everyone died again. It was so fun. So that one was really cool. Mecole Hardman's was great. He just had such a great energy. Loved talking to the press. He was answering all their questions, had like a fun time with it, made a lot of jokes. And then today I went to Anthony Sherman. Who'd you end up going to?
How was the Shermanator, the fullback for life?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Everyone was asking him about the barber and the haircuts.
Yeah, that was in my other news today. Yeah. How crazy was that?
That was wild, bro.
What do you think the NFL would do?
What do you
think the NFL would seriously do if Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes both came down with COVID like tomorrow? Do you think they just play or would they? Yeah, but
they would hide the results. They would hide the results.
Yes, I agree too. I guarantee you, there's players on both teams right now that have COVID. They're just like, we've gotten this far, we have to keep going.
Well, and they're gonna hide it because they're like, now that the barber has come out and had COVID, like they have to hide it because how much of a laughing stock is the NFL gonna be if their star players all get COVID because they got a haircut and the NFL let it happen? Like how stupid is that?
Well, also like who brings a team barber?
Not normally, but like if they're doing the bubble like they have been. That's been the point. That's what they've been doing since the last games. Or the last round of games, they brought it in. I don't know why you need a haircut every 2 weeks. You could just go 2 weeks without getting a haircut.
Especially because you wear a helmet. It's not like you're a basketball player where people see your hair. Like you wear a helmet.
Forget even that. Like this is the biggest game of the year, and for some of these guys, biggest game of their careers. And you're telling me you're going to let it go because you got a haircut? And I'm talking about like the rookies.
That's where I almost agree with the players. Like if you've gotten this far. Like they did it if this guy had been cutting your hair for like since last year and this year, he had to be there this year too, I'm sure, because it's just a thing. So I'm a little bit of like I can't think of the word right now, but I believe in the juju. Like if you have
and I get
barber,
that.
you can't risk jinxing it by getting your hair cut from some normal Miami barber down there. I agree with them.
No, and I get that. I totally understand why, but like part of it too is it's COVID. Like it's because of the COVID. They gotta just get a team barber every once in a while, I guess. I don't know. But Sherman was getting asked about that. He actually got pranked by I don't even know. I don't know the whole story, but basically he got tricked into putting his truck up for auction to raise money for charity. So now he's selling his prize truck, and everyone was asking him questions about that. And I'm sitting there like, huh?
What are you talking about? Yeah,
I had no idea. I guess it was like a big thing in Kansas City for the week. That was like the big prank during the Pro Bowl week. I don't get it, but that's what they were talking about.
I didn't even know obviously it was on. They were played virtually this year, but I mean, I didn't even know the Pro Bowl happened. Like,
yeah, did you see the clips of them though?
No,
there was Team Marshawn versus Team Snoop Dogg, and it was a 3v3 Madden game with Deshaun Watson, Keyshawn Johnson, just a bunch of like random people playing Madden, and Keyshawn Johnson like lateraled it back to his own teammate in the end zone and gave up a game-winning touchdown with 6 seconds left, so that Team Marshawn won. And Snoop Dogg's just sitting there yelling at Keyshawn Johnson the entire time. Oh my god, dude, it was so funny.
That's good. That's good. At least it was good then. At least it wasn't a total failure. I mean, that's what they should just do from the Pro Bowl from now on. Like, nobody watches the Pro Bowl anyways.
Honestly, no one watches the game for the Pro Bowl. Like, back when they did the quarterback skills challenge,
yeah,
like
that
all
was
that
awesome.
stuff was fun. Watching Jarvis Landry just absolutely wipe the team with the dodgeball tournament, like that was awesome. I don't give a shit about the game. Like, I want to watch the other stuff.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. At least at least it wasn't when I first came out, they were gonna do like virtually. I was like, this is gonna be even a bigger joke than the Pro Bowl used to be, which is hard to do. But it sounds like it was all right.
I didn't watch any of it, but I saw on ESPN there was a clip, and I just saw the comments that Snoop Dogg goes ape on Keyshawn Johnson. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you in one of the chats.
All right,
I can find it again. Yeah, it's so funny. Who'd you end up going to though during this week?
I saw Antoine Winfield Jr. Yesterday. He was good. He talked a lot about how his dad has helped him and how lucky he was to have his dad around, a former NFL player. He was also asked who wins in a foot race with him and his dad. He clearly said him. And he also made a quip, kind of a remark that I came to the Super Bowl like my rookie year and you never made one Super Bowl. So he was good. He was good. He was very open. I interviewed Jamel Dean, the corner. I wasn't on that one. He was laid back and he was a lot more like not very talkative. But I did learn, and I'm kind of working on a piece for it. He was at Ohio State for a semester.
Really?
Jamel Dean I came out of high school, always wanted to go to Ohio State, he tore his ACL and his meniscus his senior year of high school football. And so he went and he enrolled at Ohio State because they were honoring his commitment, and he was still supposed to be good to play. Then he got checked by the doctors at Ohio State, and they medically disqualified him. And basically they said they would hold up their end of the bargain and they would honor his scholarship, but he would not be allowed to play a Buckeye. But so he said, well, some other team might let me play. So he went to Auburn, and now he's in the Super Bowl. So that's cool. He's also from Cocoa Beach, Florida, and he talked a lot about that. This one woman, I think, was from like the Cocoa Beach News, kept asking questions about how it is from who's talked to you from Cocoa Beach. So that kind of got out of hand. And then I saw half of Chris Jones's today before I got cut out because of the internet. He was good. I think Chris Jones is one of the more dominating defensive players in the league that really doesn't get a lot of credit. I mean, even DeForest Buckner with the Colts gets a lot more credit. But Chris Jones is just surrounded by guys that have big names. I mean,
everyone looks at the offense and doesn't appreciate how good the defense is because of him.
And then who's the first player you're thinking of if you think of the Chiefs defense?
Tyrann Mathieu.
Exactly. So you don't really, So, so he was all right. He was laid back too.
I have a question about him. Was he funny?
He was like making jokes. Funny. Yeah, he was funny he had like 2 or 3 questions that he kind of like didn't like shake off really, but like kind of got through them, and then he opened up more, and he was pretty cool. Like I said, I only saw
when I was in Miko Hardman's the other day, he was asked a question like, who are like the 3 funniest dudes on the team? And like he was like, yo, top 2 for sure have to be Frank Clark and Chris Jones. And he was toying around with he said, and in the end, he said Tyreek's his like own way of funny, because like he's not out there making jokes and everything. He's kind of more quiet, but he does like funny things.
Yeah.
I was wondering that.
Yeah, we have Randy to thank for all of us getting on that. I think a lot of people had really good experiences. Um, I don't get like embarrassed much ever really or like feel bad. So I just didn't have any questions for the guys that were there that weren't already being asked or anything. And I don't really like watching press conferences because you can download them afterwards and then you can kind of write them in the quotes into a story. So I'm trying to do that with the Jamal Dean one, but yeah, I didn't know he went to Ohio State. I was shocked. And so, yeah, but yeah, everyone got a good opportunity. Like I said, I didn't see any of the real stars. Obviously, didn't see Matthew. You saw Kelsey. But yeah,
Yeah, everyone kept signing up for Mahomes like the minute Randy finished it, and I was like, wow. Like you're never going to get a question in there. That's why I went to Anthony Sherman today. I'm like, there's not going to be a ton of people that were talking to the fullback. Now, the truck thing made it so that I couldn't ask a question because everyone was in there asking about the truck thing. But like the idea was right. You wouldn't have had a ton of people. So.
No. So I think a lot of us had good experiences, and I did. I enjoyed it. I got to tell you, if I was a player in the Super Bowl and that was instead of just doing one day of media and I had to do like 3 days of an hour each, I would not be too happy if I was a player. I would rather just do the day, sit there for 2.5 hours and get it over with. So I understand why they have to do it, but I would not be too happy if I were a player. So let's move on to I do have some other news leading up to Super Bowl. Furniture store owner Jim Mattress Mac McGingvale placed a $3.46 million bet on the Bucks to cover 3.5 spread. I don't know if this guy has $3.46 million. I didn't know you made that much by selling mattresses or furniture. But maybe he does. But
it's going to be interesting to see what he does with it.
Here's the thing that I don't understand. If you're going to put $3.46 million down, and the Bucks they're only getting 3.5 points, then you clearly think it's going to be a close game. You might as well throw all your money on the money line.
That way you get the added bonus back. Or if you're going to do anything, it's going to be a close game. And like he says, cover the 3.5. Why not put that on the Chiefs? Because, hear me out. Yes, the Chiefs could outright win this game. No one's saying that there's no chance in the world that they're going to win it. And on the other hand, if they end up losing and it's going to be a close game, why not take the 3.5? Do you really think the Bucks are going to win by more than a touchdown? Because that's the only way that I would do that.
No, I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I really do. So that's why I would just throw my money on the I would throw my money on I'm just weird like that. I would just throw my money on the money line. If you're going to place that big of a bet, might as well just do it for the win. So
exactly.
It's interesting for sure. And we'll see how I'm interested to see. I know you're not as into it, but I'm going to be interested to see how much the lines start to move once tomorrow and Saturday come in and all the money starts coming in from around the country. So it'll be interesting to see the line move. I can't see it going inside 3. I could see the Chiefs getting up to 4.5-point favorites, but other than that, it's going to be interesting leading up to it for me at least. The Tampa Bay mayor joked around and made a quip about renaming the city Tampa Bay if the Bucks win the Super Bowl. I'm just going to go back and say this because I didn't really get an argument with Jared, but I was talking to Jared. I was like, you don't get this. This is not your Super Bowl. He's like, no, we just love Tom. This is worse than the Patriots being in the Super Bowl. This is worse.
I agree. Because if he wins, they're going to be like, oh, we're so happy for Tom. Yes. And if he loses, it's like, that's what he gets, what he deserves. Go Pats. I hate that.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, and
I think we talked about this on Monday, maybe, or whenever.
Yeah, we did. Because I mean, it just makes me so mad because they have so many winning teams, and then
they're still trying to just make it a winning team for them.
Yeah, and because well, obviously you have to talk about this once we get more towards next NFL season. I don't think the Patriots are going to be playoff ready for another year or two at least. I mean, they got to bring in a quarterback. Yeah, I mean, so
more than that.
So it's we should just place a bet right now. Once Tom Brady retires, who are Patriots fans going to cheer for when the Patriots are terrible? Because they will be. I don't know. I'm kind of throwing my name around. I think they might start fall if Jimmy Garoppolo stays in San Fran. They'll go to San Fran. They'll go to be San Fran fans. But
I
it just,
really think they're going to trade Jimmy G back. I think
I
that
think
they're
that,
going to
I think
they're
they
going
are
to go
too.
for him.
I think they're going to trade him back, and I don't think he's going to be that good in New England. I really honestly think New England has a tough rebuild ahead. Like
Yeah. Because
incredibly tough rebuild.
they haven't needed to use their first round picks ever, because they either would just trade down or they would take someone not great because they haven't had a high first round pick. That's why I'm really worried for them. And like I said, I root for the Jets. I don't like the Patriots whatsoever. But like for them, if I'm a fan of theirs, I'm worried about them drafting a first round pick this year, because this is the highest they've had in decades. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've seen a lot of mocks already. I didn't. I used to have ESPN Plus. I don't have it anymore, so I couldn't read Kuiper's new mock. But yeah, like I don't think the Patriots are going to draft a quarterback in the first round, but they need to draft someone that's going to make an impact like next year, and that needs to be, in my opinion, that can really only be a skill position player. I mean. And like I said, I've seen a lot of mocks that have them trading down or trading out of the first round again. So
it's because they've never really drafted first round picks since Tom Brady's been around. You know, he was there for 19 years, and that meant that they never had a good first round pick.
Yeah. And I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say something important. But yeah, so that'll be interesting, but I still have two more things on this. The Chiefs are under pressure to ditch the tomahawk chop, obviously because of Native American and everything like that. Me personally, I don't really find it offensive, but if you're going to make the Redskins change their name, the Indians change their name, the Chiefs can get rid of the tomahawk chop.
The Chiefs are going to have to do that, and the Braves are going to end up having to do that or change their name as well.
Yeah, so
I'm surprised the Seminoles, Florida State, have still been around.
Do you know how much money? Do you know how much money Florida State gives to the Seminole tribe every year?
Yeah, I do, but I'm still surprised that people aren't pushing for it still.
Because I don't think the Seminoles are.
Yeah, they don't care.
Because they get money.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
and then obviously I already talked about the passing of the guard. But so I kind of wanted to get into some. I don't know if you looked at any of them, but before we get into our complete breakdown of the game, we got some prop bets.
It's my favorite time of year, prop bet season, baby.
Did you print out? If you go to ESPN, that there's a printable like prop bet sheet.
You said on ESPN? 2021 printable. Okay, I see it here. I'll pull up the PDF.
You don't have to. I there was just some I said.
I'm not gonna print it, but I'll just look. So what's the first one you got here?
All right. The national anthem. I'm looking up what the. Do you have them up?
Yeah, I don't see the national anthem on here though. I see the opening coin toss.
Yeah, I had the national anthem is always good because you have people. We talked about this thing on Monday, but you have people there that like they don't know when it really ends or when it started officially. So that's always an interesting one. That like it's like almost like horse race when they like take a time to review it or something and look back and you think you won, but you really didn't. Other than that, I had the first touchdown. Did you want to go through these or no?
Yeah, we could go through them. Just trying to find one that has like the national anthem over under and all that stuff. I love prop bets.
Do you actually do the prop bets?
I do the prop bets. Yeah, my mom's work does them every year, or my uncle runs one. So we all fill out one every year.
So I'm looking at this right now. since 1990, the average version of the national anthem has taken 1 minute and 54 seconds, but it seems to be ticking up in recent years. It's at 1:57 in the 21st century and 2 minutes flat since 2010. Oh my God, we need to find that bet.
I'm trying very hard to get the prop bets.
Oh, here. Just go to OddsShark.
OddsShark?
Yeah. Okay, so it's Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church are singing the national anthem. It's the over-under is 1 minute and 59 seconds. Ooh.
Okay. I'm going to go 159. Bro. If it was like 157 or 156, I'd be like, all right, over all the way.
I think this is over.
It has to be over.
I'm going to write these down.
Yeah. Take tally. We'll see what we do here.
I'm going to go over. I think it's going to be over.
I'm going over.
Anytime a female, they always like I guess Alicia Keys won in like a couple of years ago was like 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
That was forever. Like the game could have already started and like the first drive could have been done by the time she was done. I remember that. Ugh.
All right. Let me see.
Do you have a side by side, or I'll write them side by side?
Yeah, I am. Hold
right,
on. I'm trying to find all the prop bets. NFL
Super Bowl prop
50, 55 props. All right, I got them. Okay, coin toss. Oh, God. All right, so this breaks it down into sections. So there's game props, the coin toss prop. Let's is that the next one on my list? Or no, the first touchdown. We'll skip that one. We'll go to the coin toss. Hold on, let me pull it up. All right. The prop bet is heads or tails, and they're both minus 105 odds.
I'm going tails.
I had to go tails too.
Tails always prevails.
What are some other good ones? They got all of them on here. It's OddsShark. They do all that stuff. Halftime prop bets. Oh, yes.
The Weeknd, right?
Yeah. Did you see Randy was in on that press conference and said the Weeknd, he put out a Facebook post that said of a picture of the Weeknd on the screen, and he spelled the Weeknd wrong because the dude spells it like WEEKND.
Yeah.
Weekend, and Randy put just the regular Weeknd.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, what's happening this weekend?
Yeah. All right, so how many songs we played during the Super Bowl 55 halftime show?
Over
that's 8.
A good one.
8. Okay, so it's over under is 8. Over is minus 220. Under is plus 155. I'm going under.
Yeah, I'm going under. I don't know if the Weeknd has 8 songs that I can list off the top of my head. Plus, I feel like he's going to take a lot of time to do the flashing lights one or the new one, his big one that's on right now.
Some of these are hilarious. We'll skip this one, but how many wardrobe changes will the Weeknd have during the Super Bowl halftime show? Over under a half. So do you think he's going to change? I don't.
I'll go yes. We got to get some separation here. I'm going to go that he's going to change mid thing. Remember when Lady Gaga did the Super Bowl and she jumped off the roof and all of the memes came down because she like jumped face first and everyone was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, there's been some weird halftime.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. We get to skip this one too. Will there be a wardrobe malfunction during the Super Bowl 55 halftime show?
No.
If you think there will be, you might as well place a bet on yes because it's plus 1,000 odds. No is minus 5,000 odds. So basically, if you bet like $1, you would win like 5 cents back.
No.
Okay. This is a good one. So you seem to know who the Weeknd is and all his songs. How many songs what will be the first song played during the Super Bowl 55 halftime show?
All right, hang on. Let me pull up my Spotify and pull up his most popular songs real quick. The Weeknd. Blinding Lights was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with too. Yep. That's plus
No,
400.
I'm gonna go with The Hills. That's gonna be my bet. The Hills. Blinding Light's gonna be in the middle, or it's gonna be the big finale.
The Hills? All right.
Yeah, The Hills.
I don't even think I've ever heard that song.
I could play a little bit for you if you want here.
Sure, go ahead, play it. Oh, so
that's definitely an intro.
okay, I get that, but
That's when you lead into with the big bass. That's my bet.
So then, what will be the last song? That's a problem as well.
Shoot.
This one, apparently our Blinding Lights, my pick for the first song is bad because the Blinding Lights for the last song is minus 240. So
I said it's going to be the middle or it's going to be the finisher. So I'm gonna go with Blinding Lights as my finisher.
I'm going with Starboy.
Oh, yo, you know what? That could be another one he could start with.
I don't know any of these. Yeah, I mean, I know the names. Like, I know Blinding Lights.
Because they play it every time they show The Weeknd going into the Super Bowl stadium on the commercials.
All right. Well, the next one, I'll just go over these. We can skip them. Will Bella Hadid be shown at halftime? Will Ariana Grande
be there?
I don't know. Isn't she dating The Weeknd?
Is she?
I don't know. I figured that's the only guy there. Why else would she be there? She doesn't sing.
Hang on.
Will Ariana Grande be on stage during the Super Bowl 55 halftime show? Will Doja Cat be on stage during the Super Bowl 55 halftime show? Will Drake be on stage during the Super Bowl 55 halftime show?
No, there's no Toronto guy there. There's no Toronto team.
Kenny G on the stage. Will The
What
Weeknd
are
mention these are all the odd shark prop bets. You could bet on them. Will Kenny G, okay. Will The Weeknd mention Joe Biden during the halftime show?
Wait, hang on. On November 24th, it was announced that Bella Hadid's ex, The Weeknd, will be – so they're not dating anymore. So why would she be there?
Because Hollywood people are weird. You know that.
I'm looking at Elite Daily now. They have a whole article dedicated to will Bella Hadid be at the Super Bowl? Here are the
Are
chances.
you serious?
There's all look up. Will Bella Hadid be at the Super Bowl? Number one thing comes up. It's from Elite Daily. There's literally like a giant article as to whether or not she's going to be there. I do not lie.
Elite Daily. Here are the chances Bella will attend.
Apparently, it's being talked about.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I feel like this is an Onion article.
you can't make this up. They're like people sat down and are like, okay, X of the performer.
Oh, I'm reading this right now. I'm reading this. There's also the June 2020 reports to consider, where numerous outlets claimed the pair were in touch again. I think she'll be there. It's the biggest performance of his life.
Yo, hang on. The Weeknd's 30.
Yeah. Will the Weeknd mention Donald Trump? Will the football be used? Will the football be used as a prop? Will the Weeknd mention Canada?
Is he from Canada? Like
I don't think so. Yeah, no, he is because he came from Drake, so he is. All right, we're done with the Super Bowl halftime props. Let's see what else we have.
He was born in Toronto.
Exotic props. I don't even know what this means. Oh, here's a good one. What color liquid will be poured on the game-winning coach?
I love that one. I always go with lime. The lime green is going to be my choice.
See, I think it depends on. It depends on what team wins. Oh, go look at what they poured on Andy Reid last year. Uh, I'm going red. Wow. Red and orange are the two.
So
Red and
last year they poured orange on him. That means the team likes orange because they do the big tubs of them based on what the players like. I'm going orange. I usually go lime green because that's the one.
Red. I'm going red.
All right.
Who will the Super Bowl 55 mention first in his speech? Teammates, God, family or family members, city, coach, owner. Does not mention any of the above.
In the first sentence, you said?
Who will he mention first?
Who will he mention first? Well, I think it depends on who wins. Because like Andy, if Mahomes wins it, right, he's going to thank his teammates and coaches. So that one I'll say the teammates. But if Tom Brady wins, I think he'll mention Bruce Arians because he took a shot on the old guy or the relationship or something, and then his teammates. So that one's more of a question of who do I think is going to win the game and who's going to win the MVP.
Well, I think whoever wins the game, that quarterback will be the MVP.
That's what I'm saying. And then depending on who wins the game and who wins MVP changes my answer. But I'm going to go with the coach. I'll say the coach goes mentioned first.
I say definitely not God because there's no like real God guys. Teammates as well. All right. We're going to skip through these. I'm just going to read them off. Will a fan run onto the field during the game?
No.
Yes, plus 700. No, minus 1,600.
No.
Will any player – this is so weird. Will any player propose to his girlfriend on the field after the game? Yes, plus 550. No, minus 1,000.
If the Bucs win, I could see it. That's all I'm saying. Because like Patrick Mahomes just got engaged or married recently, I think this year. Tom Brady's already married. The Bucs have a lot younger dudes on their team and a lot more younger dudes on their team. So like that one, like that's so weird, but also at the same time, it's not.
Okay, you got to just listen to these next ones. Couple.
Oh Jesus Christ!
All right, what will happen to the price of Bitcoin during the Super Bowl?
The price of Bitcoin?
Yes, and the odds are price of Bitcoin goes up, minus 150. Price of Bitcoin goes down, plus 110. What if you just think it's going to stand pat? I don't know.
I'll say it goes up.
I'd say it goes down. I don't even know. Will any player be ejected for throwing a punch or fighting?
No.
Will either kicker hit the upright or crossbar on a missed field goal or extra point attempt?
Yes.
I would go yes plus 300. Yes, absolutely.
100%.
Okay, what will happen first in the game? Sack or a touchdown?
Touchdown.
It depends who gets the ball first because I think it'll be a touchdown if the Chiefs get the ball first, but if the Bucs get the ball first, I think they sack Brady first. How many times will the chains be used for measurement? Over under 1.5.
Over.
What position will the MVP play?
Quarterback.
I gotta tell you, yeah, it's minus 500. Obviously, idiot. I'm going kicker plus 5,500.
Kicker? Oh, like game-winning field goal at the last second for your +3 or a 3-point game.
Well, no, the kicker, like if you bet on who the MVP is, the kicker's plus 5,500. The quarterback is minus 500. So that just kind of shows you the odds.
Wide receiver.
Will any TD be overturned by replay? Odds, yes or no? Yes, plus 185. No, minus 280. I think.
Will any touchdown? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Will any touchdown be overturned by replay?
Yeah.
I would say yes too. Will any player exit and not return to the game due to a concussion?
What the hell are these questions? Yes.
What players will pour the liquid on the winning coach? Defensive, offensive, both.
Both?
What will the Chiefs call for the coin toss? Tails is -130, heads is -110. Will
Tails
either
always
team
prevails.
exactly? It always wins.
Always
Will either
wins.
team win wire to wire? That's actually a good bet. That's a definite no for me. That's only -225 odds. It's weird.
No, I don't see that.
Who is Sarah Thomas?
Sarah Thomas?
Yeah, is she a ref that's refing this game?
Oh, yes.
Oh, she is.
First woman ever to ref a Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Then this makes a lot more sense. How will Sarah Thomas wear her hair? Down in a ponytail, up in hat.
Ponytail, because that's what she's done all season. That's a stupid bet.
Will Tom Brady attempt to high five an official?
I mean, after last game, yeah, maybe.
What will Andy Reid's mask design be? Chiefs branded logo, single color, no logo, Hawaiian themed is +700. I would put all my money on Hawaiian themed.
That would be such a great mask. I would love that for Andy Reid. Yo, a good prop bet is where's Andy Reid say what is Andy Reid gonna go eat after winning the Super Bowl?
Cheeseburger.
Last year he said a McDonald's cheeseburger. Now I want to know what he's gonna do the second time.
He's got to up it. He's got to go to like
gotta get a Big Mac.
Yeah, no, you need to like go to a place. He needs to hit up like a Wendy's.
Just
also,
take a step up by Super Bowl until you're at
I think they cap the amount of money you can bet on these props, which is obviously good because like what if you were Andy Reid's friend? You're like, hey bro, I'm gonna put down $10,000 on you wearing a Hawaiian themed mask. So can you just do that for me? I'll give you $2,000. So they have to cap how much you can win and lose.
Not even that though. Like he could just ask like, "Hey, what kind of mask are you wearing for the Super Bowl?" You know, like, you don't need to give him anything. You just need to ask like, "Hey, do you have a Hawaiian themed mask? Here's one. Wear it for me." Like what?
Yeah. There's some other ones on here too, but where are we at? Okay. If the Chiefs win the coin toss, what will they do? Defer or receive? Defer is a huge favorite. What will be the primary color of Bruce Arians' flat cap?
Red.
What will be the primary color of Patrick Mahomes' headband? Red and red, both favorites in those two. How many times will Joe Biden be mentioned? How many?
What's the over-under?
1.
Under.
How many times will Roger Goodell be shown? Over-under is 1.5.
Under.
1.5. I think it's over. Well, I guess it depends on what they count in the game because
do they count the end of the game when they're giving out the trophy?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a cheap bet.
That's not. That's not part of the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, this is so easy. How many times will Bill Belichick be mentioned? Over/under is 1.
Oh my God, slam the over.
I know, right? That's probably why it's a heavy favorite. How many times will Gisele Bundchen be shown? Over/under 1.5.
Who the hell is
that?
Under.
Tom's wife, the Brazilian supermodel.
1. Under. Over.
I go under.
Is this like the entire Super Bowl coverage? Like, are they talking about after the game too?
I doubt it.
I think it has to.
All right. Well, we're done with these. These are getting out of hand.
Yeah, they're starting to get dumb.
Yeah, so we're gonna go. We have our list of prop bets. Let's see if I can read my own handwriting. We both took the over in the anthem.
Yes, sir.
Both picked the coin toss tails. The amount of songs we both hit the under for 8. Will he change his wardrobe? I said no. You said yes.
Yeah.
First song, I have Blinding Lights, and you have The Hills. Last song, I have Starboy, you have Blinding Lights. And the Gatorade shower, you have orange, I have red. Okay. Now let's get into what?
Do we have total touchdowns from Brady and Mahomes? I liked that one on your list that you sent.
No, but I don't know what the odds are. Hold on. Let me look it up. Tom. All right, I'm pulling up the prop bets right now.
Go for it.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm reading other prop bets on my other screen here, and I'm
Okay,
just
so I
telling
got
you.
the. All right. So I got the prop bets up. All right. Over under for Tom Brady passing touchdowns is 2.5.
I'll take the over.
I'm gonna go with the under.
You think he's going to throw 2? Is that what your thought is?
I think they're both going to score almost 3 touchdowns. So I just don't think he's going to throw all 3. I think they'll run. I think they're going to be conservative when they get down to the goal line.
That's fair.
So you said over 2.5.
I said over. Yep.
I'm going under. All right. This is weird. I don't know why they have the Tom Brady passing TDs, and then they have Tom Brady passing TDs again. I don't know why. Pass attempts, we don't want that one. Completions, longest completion over under 39.5 for Brady.
Completion. Under.
Yeah, I would go under 2. I'm trying to find the Patrick Mahomes one.
I found one for Pat Mahomes for touchdowns.
Yeah, I got
his is also 2.5 somehow.
His passing yards. There's 3 different ones on here. One is over under 328.5. One is over under 353.5. One is over 297.5. I don't know what the difference is between these, so we're not going to use them. Yeah, but right above it on the site I'm using, Patrick Mahomes passing TDs, it's over under 3.5, and then right under it, it's over under pass TDs 2.5. So, and then it's 1.5 down here. I don't even know. I don't understand what's going on. So, whatever.
All right, forget it.
Yeah, let's get into the real. I got the best we want. Let's get into the real thick of things. If you have any quotes that they said that you want to bring up, go ahead. But we're going to start out with I will go back and forth. The impact players. Try and get this done a little bit quickly. But you start first with one of your 3 impact players, and then I'll go.
Sure. Which team are we talking about first?
Both teams. I have
both.
2 from
Okay. Then my first impact player for the game will be Devin White, the linebacker for the Bucks. Yeah. He's kind of the heart and soul and the leader not necessarily the leader of that defense because he's not quite a veteran, but he definitely brings the intensity and gets the guys around him to play up to that intensity as well. And the games that he doesn't play well in, the rest of the Bucks defense doesn't really play well in, even though there weren't too many of those, obviously, as they finished as the top 5 defense in the league. So, if he's out of sorts, then I feel like the Bucks defense entirely is going to be out of sorts.
I got you. I kind of cheated. I put 2 here, but it's really kind of 1. I put Jamel Dean and Sean Murphy. They both need to have great games to pull out a win. Dean and Murphy Bunting would match up with Godwin and Evans most of the game. And if they're able to slow down those 2 or even one of them, Brady's going to be forced to throw in quick outs, quick stuff underneath. And that's the way you pick off and beat Tom Brady, is making him stay in the pocket longer and take sacks. So the secondary for the Bucks, I guess, would be what I would say. Not the full secondary, but the 2.
Those 2, yep.
It's crazy how young the Bucks secondary is. Dean's 1 year in, Murphy Bunting's a year in, and Winfield's a
rookie.
Rookie, yeah. So that's crazy how young they are. So they should be good defensively for a couple of years. But all right, go ahead, or I'll do 2. I'll do the next one.
Yeah, do another one.
All right, I have Mecole Hardman.
Damn it!
I would expect as soon as you started talking about him in the press conference, I knew he was on here for me. So I would expect the Bucks to have safety cover over anything Tyreek Hill does. They're probably going to commit a half a field to Tyreek Hill, and that's probably why the Chiefs are also going to put Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce on different sides, I would assume. But Miko Hardman should have some one-on-one opportunities, and he is faster than hell. So it would be interesting to see a race between him and Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill would beat him out, but Miko Hardman's pretty damn fast too. So he's going to get some looks as they look to double Tyreek Hill. So, and really it doesn't even make sense to double Tyreek Hill because it doesn't matter. You can't keep up with him with 2 players or 1 player. So your turn.
I'm going to kind of take a group, and I don't really want to go through and list the specifics like you did, but the Chiefs offensive line, not in the sense that they need to buy Patrick Mahomes more time, because he can make his own time and he'll make the insane throws that we're used to seeing him make. But the offensive line for the Chiefs, I feel, needs to open up some holes to get Clyde Edwards-Helaire involved in the run game, because even though the Bucs defense is very good on the run, once you go into a full aerial attack, that makes it so much harder for Patrick Mahomes and the receivers to get open because they know you're not running it.
Yeah, they can only rush 3 or 4 if they want to.
Exactly. So if I'm on the inside interior lineman, like the guards in the center position, if you can open up 1 or 2 holes to let Clyde Edwards-Helaire get a 15, a 20, a 25-yard run here and there, that's going to just keep them guessing and keep the Bucs defense honest. So I think that's a very vital part for them, especially with this, like I said, top 5 defense in the Bucs.
I agree. Also, side note, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is like the worst running back in Madden ever.
Oh my God, yeah, he's horrible. I don't get it.
His speed is like 85. He's so slow.
Literally. I'm pretty sure Frank Gore has around an 85
I think
speed.
I think he's honestly the slowest running back in the game. He doesn't even have good acceleration. But I'm off my Madden kick. I'm off my Madden kick right now. I will be going down after this to play Madden. Yeah. So you go ahead, get your last one. See if you took mine. But go ahead.
No, I didn't see where you had him before because I figured you had a list. So I'm not taking him. My last one is actually going to be I don't know if I can really give a whole spiel about this, but it's going to be the bottom of the depth receivers for the Chiefs. And by that, I don't mean Tyreek Hill. I don't mean Mecole Hardman. I don't mean is Sammy Watkins even playing? Is that their number 2 to Tyreek?
I don't think so. Well, their number 2 is Kelsey.
Sure, yeah. Let's look at it that way then. When I say bottom of the depth chart, I mean the Sammy Watkins if he's playing, or the Demarcus Robinsons, or whoever else, Byron Pringle. Byron Pringle in the return game could also be an impact player. But those bottom of the depth chart receivers are going to need to kind of pull their own weight, because like you talked about, they're going to have safety help anywhere Tyreek goes. They're probably going to have safety help wherever Kelsey goes if it's a deep route. Or they're going to be doubling those 2 guys basically the entire game. So while Mahomes can find them and get the ball to him if he really wants, if he can get those guys that I listed, Watkins, Robinson, and Pringle, if those guys can get in and make big plays along with the run game of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, it's going to make – like I said, it's going to keep them honest on defense, and they're going to have to make big plays and not just double cover those guys. And that's when Tyreek is going to have that 90-yard bomb or whatever the hell he's going to have. So I didn't know how to phrase it entirely, but that's what I'm saying. They need their lower end guys to step up.
I kind of agree with you and kind of don't. In a big game like this, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you're going to go to your guys. I think you trust your guys, but I get what you're saying. But I think if Patrick Mahomes off the bat comes out and he's throwing to Sammy Watkins or some of those other guys, that means in my opinion, that means the Bucs have done their job. So then if the guys you mentioned do their job, then they should win the game. But
I wasn't saying right out of the gate. It was more like coming out of halftime after Arians gives a whole adjustment thing where they're like, okay, now we're going to fully shadow those 2 guys. That's when you need to start making the big plays to get them to stop doing that and run more zone. Because Patrick Mahomes will find the hole in the zone to those studs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true that. So for my last one, which it's weird. I mean, he was in the AFC Championship 5 years ago with the Jaguars
Right.
when they played the Patriots. But Leonard Fournette, he's been good this postseason, mostly because I think he has Tom Brady and they're looking out for the pass. But I think Leonard Fournette needs to have a big game because if the Chiefs are able to sit there and get pressure on Brady while he's in the pocket, he's obviously not very mobile. And if the Chiefs can rush just 4 and not even worry about the run, then it's going to make it really tough for Tom Brady. But like I said, Leonard Fournette's kind of had like a rebirth here in these playoffs, and he's running hard, he's fast, and he gains chunk yards. So
I think that he is the far superior running back to Ronald Jones. I was super pissed when the Bucs got him because I thought that he could have gone anywhere to start and would have been very good. And he kind of took a backseat to Ronald Jones all season, but now we're starting to see that guy that was more on the Jaguars. I think he's earning himself a very handsome contract at the end of the year.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, coming out, I mean, he was recruited since he was in 8th grade. So he's used to these kind of lights, these big spotlight on him. So
Some would say these blinding lights.
Just can't wait till he doesn't play that song at all. I would love to play it. Oh wait, did I have it first? I have it first. So yes, I hope he plays it the first one. If he doesn't play the first one, I hope it never comes on ever again in my life. I don't. But if I hear it on the radio, I'm gonna turn it off.
They play it in those commercials like every 5 minutes during the game. I'm like, dude, stop! No one wants to hear it.
So that's funny. It's a good leeway because I was going to mention something. Are you excited for the commercials?
Very much so. That's the other thing I love about my prop bets. We always do stuff with the commercials. Whatever the first commercial is going to be, they do like a car brand, a Doritos one specifically, which is weird. Beer or like a social justice something. Like they come up with like literally 10 to 15 different like not brands, but like groups. So like I said, automobile or beer or something. And that's like always one of the first prop bets that we have to pick.
Yeah, I love this. I love the commercials because I think it's kind of gotten old, but some of them are still funny. And I love the trailers for movies that they show. It gets me excited. So I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to the commercials as well. So
love the commercials.
Before we get we'll do Super Bowl trivia now, and then we'll get into kind of our predictions for the game and predictions for MVP and things like that. So if you want to go first, go ahead.
Ooh, okay. Are we doing 1 and 1? Like we're going back and forth?
Yeah.
All right.
Only 2 questions.
So there have been 4 QBs to start in a Super Bowl with multiple teams. Can you name 3 of them?
Is that counting this year or no?
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Yep.
It's not Jeff Garcia. Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Give me one more. There are 2. This guy, the one that you should know, I don't know if you'll know the other one. The one that you should know made a Super Bowl in 2000, and he also made a Super Bowl in 2008.
Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
Cardinals and Rams.
Yep. The last one of the 4 was Craig Morton. So, but the other 3.
We never heard of him, but he's famous now. So he played in 2 Super Bowls. So he's a lot more. He's got a lot more going for him than I do. So, all right. All right. So I'm gonna do a little multiple choice for you, just because it would just be dumb to ask these questions with no kind of background on it. Who is the youngest coach to win a Super Bowl? Joe Gibbs, Mike Tomlin, John Madden, or John Gruden?
Mike Tomlin.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Yep.
I felt like I would have got that. I was like, the only one that threw me off was Gruden because I wasn't sure when he won it with the Raiders or the Bucs.
No, he won it with the Bucs. He won it with the Bucs by beating the Raiders, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was. I forgot if he won one with the Raiders. I thought he won one with the Raiders.
I don't think the Raiders won one. No. But yeah, Tomlin was 36 when the Steelers won Super Bowl. I think that's 43. So
let's see. Yeah, Gruden's only won one, so you're right.
All right, you want to go again?
Yep. Who was the last non-quarterback Super Bowl MVP?
Ray Lewis. No, that's not right.
Try again.
Who is it?
It was in a very recent Super Bowl.
Very recent, so 3 years ago. 3 years ago was the Rams and the Patriot. Was it Gilmore?
It was on that team. You're right. Think about offense.
I don't know what happened in that game. Was it Sony? I got it wrong already. Sony Michel or the Edelman?
It was Julian Edelman because he had a crazy stat line for the game. He had like 240. It was Julian Edelman.
No. Well, I mean, what's his stat line?
Oh, let me.
Oh, you don't have it? Okay, that's fine.
No, you're good.
Okay, you ready?
So he had 10 receptions, 141 yards, and I think a touchdown somewhere in there. But he also had that really stupid catch where it was like right on the ground, and he was like, I got it. And everyone was like, that's not a catch. And then everyone else was like, that is a catch. And it went down as one of the biggest catches in Super Bowl history. But yeah, Julian Edelman a couple years ago.
All right. I'm getting to mine right now. All right. Who was the last player to win MVP and the Super Bowl in the same season?
Oh. MVP and the Super Bowl in the same season. Can I get a time frame? Like 2000s, 2010s?
Yes. All right, so I'm going to – this was one of the Super Bowls we were talking about earlier.
One of the Super Bowls we talked about earlier.
He was part of the answer to one of your questions.
Okay. I feel like Tom Brady's the obvious answer, but I kind of want to go Kurt Warner.
I'm just going to let you know, Tom Brady is not on the list.
Beautiful. You know what? No, I changed my answer. It's Peyton Manning.
All right. Okay. Final answer?
The Broncos. Yep.
That is not correct. Kurt Warner did it in 99.
Damn it, I should have gone with my gut.
I know. The choices were Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana, and Kurt Warner. I figured by giving you those names would actually make it harder.
No, I would have got it. Because I knew Rodgers didn't win it. I would have, like I said, I thought Peyton Manning might have done it in the more recent Super Bowl than Kurt Warner. And then who are the other ones?
Manning, Rodgers, Montana, and Warner.
Yeah, I knew Montana would have been too old, and I know Rodgers didn't win it that one time he won a Super Bowl. Just needed to make that clear. He only has one Super Bowl. And so, like I said, it would.
Why do you hate Aaron Rodgers?
I don't like him.
Okay.
Not a lot of people like Aaron Rodgers around here in my household. But yeah, I was
Indiana.
I'm not in Indiana.
Where are you? New York?
I'm saying just in my household, we don't like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a dick.
There's a backstory to this that I will need to hear at some point. But we'll move on.
So like I feel like he's always been kind of like standoffish and everything, and always felt like I deserve better than this and everything. And like the fact during the wildfires, he didn't call his mom to check if she was okay, because she has a house that was like right in there. Like he's completely disconnected from his family. And I'm like, You like that he like didn't check on his mom? Yeah, that's wild.
Oh, that's just interesting. It's interesting that there's so much hate for Aaron Rodgers everywhere.
I respect him. He's one of the best to do it, but like I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and this only feeds more into your "he's a dick" thing. Apparently, he's mad at the Packers, and his intention is to sign a really long, really expensive contract to just play 2 more years. He wants to stick it to the Packers.
Nice.
Because they drafted a quarterback last year.
A quarterback over a wideout when they could have had literally anyone that was good. Like T. Higgins went in the second round and they didn't take him. Ugh.
All right. So let's get to
I like that. I like that spiteful thing. Anyway. Yeah, last question for me.
So weird. Yeah, I said only 2 questions. All right, you can do a third one. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a third one. This one is another multi-part one that you're going to have to give multiple teams, but this one should be relatively easy. Can you name the 4 teams that have never appeared in a Super Bowl? Not that haven't won them, that have never appeared.
This goes back how far?
2 of the teams are really new and 2 of the teams are really old.
But all 4 are actual still members of this NFL?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying like yeah.
I don't think the Browns have won one.
Browns have not appeared. That's 1.
Chargers?
Nope. They've appeared. Remember, this is not that hasn't won. These have never even appeared.
I can't remember the Chargers ever being in Super Bowl. It's not the Bills. It's not the Giants. It's not the Cowboys. Not the Eagles. The Cardinals were in it not in 2008. Cincinnati.
They've actually appeared in 1. I didn't know that either.
All right, well, just tell me the answers because
it was the Browns, the Lions were the 2 old teams, and then the 2 really new teams are the Jaguars and Texans because they only entered the league in 2001 or whatever, 2002, somewhere in there.
All right, so I have my last question.
All right, hit me.
There'll also be multiple choice. Which city has hosted the most Super Bowls?
Miami.
Okay, there you go. You got it.
11. I know they have hosted 11.
Yes, the question was who's hosted the most? Pasadena, Miami, Tampa, New Orleans, and it says at the bottom wrong. Miami has hosted 11. So you knew that was coming, apparently. So whatever.
No, I know weird stuff like that. And wasn't it in Miami last year? I think, yeah, it was in Miami last year, and they were talking about how it was their 11th time and that they've hosted the most.
The laundry list of Tom Brady's. What the heck? All right, I was trying to look up some crazy Tom Brady stats, but I mean, it's not fair. I mean, so I guess what's your final prediction for the game?
Do I have to come up with a score?
Yes.
Shit. I think that the Chiefs are going to edge out the Bucs strictly because of how explosive the offense is. I mean, I don't even know, right? Because like the Bucs offense is looking as good right now as the Chiefs, and they have a better defense. But like the Chiefs have just looked so much more dominating than the Bucs have all year, instead of just dominating the past like 8 weeks or whatever they've played. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here, by winning by. I think 3-5 sounds right. So I'll go with like 35-30.
All right, 35-30 Chiefs. I'll write that down somewhere. I have a very specific one for mine. I think the world is going to come full circle, and the Chiefs are going to beat I almost said Patriots, but it's not. The Buccaneers, 27-24. Harrison Butker will come in and kick a game-winning field goal as time expires. And just like Brady won his first Super Bowl, he will go out losing on a game-winning kick instead. He won on a Vinatieri game-winning kick in his first Super Bowl victory. So I think what goes around comes around. Tom Brady's career ends. His career is not going to be over. He says he's going to play to 45, but I believe this one comes back to bite him in the dust. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We covered all our prop bets and things like that. I guess real quick, right now, just off the top of your head, and then we'll close it out. Power rank top 5 teams in the NFL next year, as of right now.
As of right now,
yeah. So free agency hasn't taken place, no draft, things like that.
All right. Going into next season, Chiefs, Bucks, I guess you have to say, because they look so dominating. The Bills, God, that's such a hard question after the top 3. The Bills, the Colts, and then the Packers. Yeah, that's okay. 5. Chiefs, Bucks, Bills, Colts, Packers.
All right. Hold on, I was doing mine. So my top 3 are the Chiefs, the Bills, the Rams are number 3. I'll go with the Bucks at number 4, and I like the Browns at 5. I'm also thinking ahead because I think they're going to make some moves in the offseason. So I just wanted to say the Browns are number 5 in my power rankings. It's the only reason. It's the only reason I brought that up. So
I would have them at 6.
I mean, they're up there.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is everyone here in Cleveland wants to trade Landry. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
I've also been hearing a lot of stuff about trading Odell. I think you should still bring him back.
I think
and just tell him to take a seat. Like part of the reason that Baker played better with him out is that he wasn't trying to force it to him. I think if Odell comes back, you got to be like, look, like we're just going to run the flow of the game without trying to force it to anybody. Yeah. And just let it see what kind of happens there. And that also, if you announce that to the press, that makes it so they're not going to just double Odell. So that means that it could actually help him in the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I look at the Browns roster right now going into next year, got Baker, quarterback, running back. You have the best running back duo in the NFL.
100%.
Receiver, Landry, Higgins, Beckham with Njoku, Hooper, and Harrison Bryant as your tight ends. I mean, that's a really good offense. Honestly, I've said it before, and I said it, I think, maybe in some other podcast, something. If there's anyone on the Browns list right now to pick the number 26 pick that's not a defensive player, they need to take them off the list right now.
Yeah, the defense is 100% where you guys need to draft that first pick.
In a perfect world, Micah Parsons falls. That's not going to happen. He's not going to fall at 26. And I don't really trust Dylan Moses really as much as I would love Micah Parsons. I would love also Jason Kosuo-Amora from Notre Dame, the edge rusher. I think it's got to be a linebacker or a partner for Myles Garrett on the right side. But that's enough about the Browns.
Patrick Jones.
The guy sucks.
He had a phenomenal Senior Bowl game. You even admitted it when we went over the stat line.
Okay, I agree. I agree, but as the Browns have gotten better and they're not just picking like every year in the top 10, as they've gotten better, I don't know where I was going with that. What were we talking about?
Patrick Jones.
Oh yeah. So as the Browns have gotten better, now all I want them to do just to keep getting better is draft SEC players. That's it.
Draft SEC. That's fair. And like I'm a huge fan of Dylan Moses. So like it's interesting. it's interesting that you don't trust him, but I love Dylan Moses. I think that he is going to be a really good stud and a really good steal for a team like the Browns if they get him at 26 or somewhere around there, because he's not supposed to be a top half of the league guy.
No,
You know?
I mean, I think he'll fall to the second round. I just don't think he'll fall all the way to the Browns with their second pick. So
he has the potential to be very good.
I agree. I also like Zaven Collins from Tulsa. He's more of kind of an edge rusher, pass coverage guy, and then I like some other guys too. I mean, but yeah, as the Browns get, I just don't think the last Alabama linebacker we drafted is the worst right outside linebacker in the league. Mac Wilson, he's terrible. He literally can't tackle people. So,
yeah, he's like scared to hit him or something. What would you think about them taking a corner to play along Denzel Ward, have 2 lockdowns?
If you have, if
like J.C. Horn, for example,
Horn or Farley, and maybe the dude from Washington, I can't think of his name. If they're on the board at 26, I would not hate that. They just need to. This is the last thing because we're just talking about the Browns now, but they need to figure out this offseason if they're going to keep continuing to try and lean on Greedy Williams to eventually play, or are they just going to move past him? Because I think at this point, you just have to move past him and draft a corner because Greedy's shown himself that he's a good corner, but he can't play in the league. And next year, hopefully our starting safeties are 6'2", strong safety Ronnie Harrison, and then a free safety, 6'3" Grant Delpit. So
I love Grant Delpit. I thought that was a steal pick for you guys.
Yeah, he just got hurt this offseason. But we will obviously have more Browns, more Jets, more everyone. Definitely more Browns and definitely more Jets talk as the draft approaches. Because I did see one of the new mocks, maybe it was Kuiper's. I did see them taking Zach Wilson at the number 2. That's been in the news today. So just wrap your mind around that. Wrap your mind around that, and we will talk more about the obviously. So next Monday, we could think for next Monday.
I should be, yeah.
All right, sometime early next week, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday.
Not Sunday because we got the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot it's at night. But yeah, so it's sometime we'll come to you next week and we'll probably do a review of the Super Bowl as an episode. Then we'll get on to more broader everything sports, and obviously probably next week start to really get into the NFL draft, which is what we both really enjoy. And one of our guys we work with, Ryan Stern, also really enjoys, and he sets it up really well for us. Obviously, also he had a tragic incident in his family, and we wish him the best. Obviously, we all love Stern, so come back healthy, man, and our prayers are with you and yours. But as Super Bowl, as this episode goes, I think we are done. I thought we were going to take 45 minutes. We are close to an hour and a half. I guess this is good because this is we're just talking. So it's like I've enjoyed all this.
It's good. We get to take a deeper dive into things, and we get to just talk, and it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, and I think this summer, like I said, I'm gonna look into like some real stories we can investigate and stuff, and just try and be real journey. Or we should just make something up in the off season, totally not true. Like I don't know, like Ryan. Like so, if you just say like a white point guard from the Big East who should be in the NBA today, if you just say they died, people believe you. Like, oh, did you hear Jerry McIntyre died? Oh, Ryan Arcidiacono, he died too. I'm going to make one of those up. Yes, you've never seen it. Yes, people do that every year. It's like a prank around March Madness time. They're like, oh, yeah, did you hear about Jerry McIntyre dying?
That's wild, bro. What? That's crazy.
Never heard it.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, hopefully we get into some more stuff for college basketball, obviously. We'll actually probably get into quite a bit of college basketball next week and the weeks after because it's really the only big thing is March Madness.
Yeah, until the draft, there's March Madness.
Yeah, hopefully we are still having it. So you got Tom's prediction, you got my prediction on the Super Bowl. We're both taking the Chiefs. Make sure you follow Tom on Twitter. It's up there right now. He obviously does prop bets, so ask him questions about the prop bets. He'll answer any of them for you. If you have any bets that are real that matter, you can ask me, but I probably don't know either because I don't know what I'm doing either. So hopefully everyone has a good, safe. What are you doing for the Super Bowl? Have you decided?
I'm either going to be watching it here with just my family, or I'm going to go over to my friend's house, and the two of us are going to watch it.
Yeah, I think I'm either going to watch it with a couple buddies or probably just chill and watch it. Like I said, as I've gotten older, the Super Bowl isn't as big to me anymore because the Browns aren't in it, but it still should be a good game. There have been a lot of good Super Bowls recently that have been really good games. I think maybe probably one of the better Super Bowls ever was when Brady came back and beat the Falcons. So,
don't remind me. That was my least favorite Super Bowl to ever sit down and watch.
No, the worst Super Bowl was when the Patriots beat the Rams. It was supposed to be like
13-3. Yeah,
high scoring affair, and nobody scored. So that was boring. But all right,
I just hated it because it added to Brady's legacy. Anyway, everyone.
I think I finally found my partner in crime for the Hate Tom Brady fan club. I think it's you, Tom. I think you've made the cut. I think
I've been a Jets fan, bro. Of course I have to hate Tom Brady.
So we're just going to say this from now on
us any week.
We're officially a anti-Tom Brady podcast. We are anti-Tom Brady.
That's the advertisement right there.
Yes, we are an anti-Tom Brady. If you don't want to hear about Tom Brady or you want to hear how bad he is or how we think he's overrated, tune into this podcast. But if you want
to hear that, I'll give it to you right here.
You want to hear that fake news
look at me in the eyes right here. Ready? Tom Brady is a system quarterback.
And that's all, folks. Have a good Super Bowl Sunday. Later.